This is the Volleyball Learning Center in downtown Los Angeles. The site today for our Division II Girls LA City Section Championship match. Volleyball at its finest. Number 3 seeded Venice against top-ranked Chatsworth. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenbaum. This is Denny Lennon, and we have a beauty for you today. Chatsworth has been the dominant team all season long in this division. However, Venice is coming off a thrilling victory over a very good Eagle Rock team, and they believe, the Gondoliers believe, they have a chance to steal the championship today. Denny, what's it going to take for Venice to upset Chatsworth?
What they're going to have to do is serve, receive, and pass the ball well, because they're going to have to get their middle going, and that's Sophia Howling. The only way you get the middle going is with good ball control so that you can get the set to the middle. That's about their only chance, Randy. When
you talk about a great player, it is Sophia Howling. She's long at 6'3", and she can dominate a match.
Yeah, and if you got to get the ball to her, it's going to have to be off a good pass and a quick attack in the middle.
On the other side, and again, Howling is a tremendous presence in the middle, is Tanae Suitonio. She's a young lady that had 25 kills earlier this season against Taft, and she can really bring it.
Well, she's so powerful that it really sets you back, puts you on your heels when you're playing defense. You're not expecting a player to be that powerful. And what she also does deceptively is pass the ball particularly well, which allows them to run their offense any which way they want.
Venice also has the knowledge. They know they've played this team before, even though they lost, but they feel like, hey, they got a sense of what Chatsworth is all about.
Well, one of the things that Chatsworth really has an advantage of is week in, week out, getting to play in a strong conference. So given that they have the opportunity to do that, that's going to put them in line to play a little more competitive in this environment.
There's no question that coming out of the West Valley League, where you have Granada Hills, who went to the Division I Final Four, and El Camino Real, who's in the championship match of D1, certainly has made this Chatsworth team a lot tougher. That will harden you as a unit. And in fact, Chatsworth went 6-4 in the West Valley League, losing to Granada Hills and El Camino Real. But overall, Chatsworth has won 25 matches this year. Venice has won 23. They were 10-2 in the Western League, where Palisades went undefeated 12-0.
Well, Venice has had a lot of experience being here. They know the routine. You know, they've come to the Volleyball Center for some championship games before. This is kind of part of their season when it really comes down to it, so that they're very much more acclimated.
So Sina Agassi, there's Alan Hunt, a jovial Alan Hunt prior to the match, regarded as one of the top coaches in the city section from Venice. Sina on the other side is only 23 years old.
But he's really done a great job, and he has the Chancellors playing at a not unlike a lot of the college teams play. They can attack fast, or they can attack high and powerful.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We had an opportunity on Time Warner Cable earlier this year to watch Chatsworth go to Taft and sweep a good Toreador team, and they were impressive that night with Mahalia White and Tanae Suitonio putting away a lot of balls. And Chatsworth brought a lot of fans. You can see the support right behind the bench.
No doubt about it. They got themselves a Rooter bus and brought their fans in, and that looks like a lot of fun for everybody involved.
Kamara Bay is an excellent setter for Chatsworth. She wears number 8, 5'9" senior, has played opposite in her career. And she knows where the hitters are, and she'll spray the ball around to the likes of Suitonio and White. We'll see how Venice handles this powerful Chatsworth team. Venice will start with the ball. Elizabeth Palapa will serve, and it is Elizabeth, B-E-T-T. And she's an outstanding back row specialist wearing that libero uniform today. Division II championship match is underway. Service error and a point for Chatsworth. Suitonio will serve. She had 13 straight winning points earlier this year to start a match against a very good Silmar team. Suitonio with the dig. This is White. She drives it through the block. Point Chatsworth.
Off of the serve receive, you see the ball went straight up for Venice. They didn't push that ball forward, so no opportunity to set the middle. They had to deal with a back row attack. Easy one for the Chancellors to put that away.
Ace. Suitonio shooting BBs early.
Right out of the gate, what a powerful serve. It's not a jump float. That's much more of a down ball down spin ball that she delivers.
She's a transfer from Granada Hills. Howling had it blocked back. They'll work White. White hit the net, point Venice.
You see early on, there's no secret. Chatsworth knows that Sophia is the attack in the middle. On this particular one, though, White on the follow-through, trying to hit over the top of the setter, who was front row. Just missed on it.
That's bump long.
White's a little fired up right now after trying to hit down ball over the top. Free ball's out of bounds. Once she gets settled in, she'll start to attack well.
Bennett to serve again. Cambria Bennett. Venice getting up on that block. That time they can't get up, and White with a powerful shot. Caitlin Craig was up, but it didn't matter. White exploded.
That's what White needed right there. That's a good job as a setter to recognize your top offensive player hit a couple balls out of bounds and needed the ball. And so she put that second one down. Now here she goes.
Kill for Craig on this outside. Caitlin Craig, 5'11" sophomore, long and lean and talented.
It's a pretty good front line for Venice right now.
Chance for the Gondos to get even with Howling. And they do at 4 apiece.
Howling going OT over the top of that attempted block. You'll also notice even on that free ball that was sent over, they leave Howling up in the middle to try to even block free balls. That's how high she gets.
That's Corin Craig serving. And Sui Tonyu with it to kill.
Power into that block. Really, you just got to wait as a middle blocker or as any kind of blocker. You just wait a little bit extra when there's a back row attack, but sometimes you forget that can come with some velocity.
Kiona Landsman to serve, the senior, one of the captains. Started earlier in the season. Rose tipping. White again exploding. But Howling with the turnaround spike and the winner for Venice.
Well, we can see White and Howling both coming, retrading blows. Now Howling goes to the back row, and we've got to see if Venice can sustain while she's out of the game or serving the serving position.
Alan Hunt said, we may be playing the best team in the division, but we will play hard and we will battle. Chatsworth by 1, White behind the line.
So both the front lines now are small when White goes back row and Howling goes back row.
Bay going in 2. Venice will run it down. Bumped over by Bennett.
Oh.
Excellent rally. White from the deep court. Got it. Mahalia White.
It's a really, the attack that Chatsworth brings is really unlike any other attack you really see in this city. White gets so high and can hit a down ball, and Suya Tonya hits such a hard ball. It really forces you to play defense in a different manner.
A lot of schools already looking at Mahalia White. She's only a junior, but CSUN, Arizona, showing early interest.
I would imagine as much. They won't be the last ones.
Caitlin Craig to serve. They're down a point, the Gondoliers, and that one's out, so it's 8-6 for the white-clad Chatsworth Chancellors, the top-seeded team of the tournament. Venice number 3, and again, they knocked out number 2-seeded Eagle Rock in the semifinals. There's Alan Hunt. He's won a city title before. He's regarded by many as one of the best X's and O's coaches in the LA City section. That one's hit out. Another point for Chatsworth as Corin Craig went wide with it.
There's still good players on the court for Venice right now, but what they're missing is a particularly strong attacker when Sophia goes out.
Rose rejected. Owens has the ball come back. Terrific job by the middles, led by Sam Nunez.
And case in point, they got off 2 rockets and were both returned easily by a smaller front line.
Great job by Nunez in the middle to reject that one, and now a breakdown by Venice.
Good time for a timeout right here. Trying to settle things down, see if they can just maintain. What they need on the court more than anything is a big attacker.
Chatsworth up 5, and this is a very powerful team that's been rolling all year. And they get an ace.
Got to be a timeout now.
Alan Hunt does indeed call the timeout. Rodriguez serving up an ace. Their fans love it. Well, they should. You can see early on, Denny, why Chatsworth is the top-ranked team in the division.
And they really run a fast game, and I'm sure Coach Hunt is considering different options. Maybe he tells his substitutes to go in a little bit slower, or perhaps he lets the ball roll a little bit more when you might grab it right away. Slow this game down is something that he needs to have in his strategy.
Hey, please stay with us. On December 1st, we're going to have some great stuff for you on TWC Community. That'll be the CIF SoCal Volleyball Regional Final. That'll be live at 7 o'clock right here on TWC Community. Well, Chatsworth's a team that is rolling, and they could be a team that could get into the state in D2 and perhaps battle some of those southern section powers.
It was interesting. I was looking at Venice High's bench, and they picked up one of their former stars, Darren Rice, who now is starring at El Camino Junior College, and she was there giving advice to the libero in between sets. So Venice may not have brought as many fans as Chatsworth, but they brought back some of their former legendary players.
Jeannie Rodriguez serving it again. Sui Tonyu rocketing one down the line for the kill.
My son played collegiate volleyball, and that sounds like a men's collegiate hit when it comes off the hand. Tanya just explodes through the ball. That is a heavy ball.
Sui Tonyu is fearless. That time she's roofed by Glorious Owens. Glorious, number 31 in the middle. Outstanding middle blocker.
Venice trying to just hang around one more rotation until they get their star. Sophia Howling back in the game. She is anxious over there to get back on the court.
Yeah, Owens was injured with a broken bone in her foot earlier this season. Missed a lot of matches, and they're thrilled to get her back. But right now, Sui Tonyu is doing her thing. We have a football score, and it's Chatsworth by a touchdown.
And they just coming straight down the line. There's no secret. You can send 3 out there if you want, Venice, but you know what's coming, and it's coming strong.
This is Kamara Bay. I said it on the earlier match. Kamara Bay sounds like a resort on the ocean on the way to San Francisco, driving down the Pacific coast.
It does.
And Kamara Bay, that's a beautiful picture. It's another ace.
Another ace. I think Venice was relaxing upon that resort sands as they let that one drop. That was not a too tough a serve.
15-7. What a statement early. And another ace for Kamara Bay.
Chatsworth is riding the emotion of their crowd, and they're also executing well, and that equates a 16-7 score. Most of the damage been done while Sophia's been out.
Another kill on the outside. This one from Noel Arbayo.
It's a dismantling right now. They are just picture perfect. And right now you see Coach Hunt, he's going to go ahead and send in a substitute. And you can see on both sides of the net, Coach Hunt making a substitute he might not normally make just to slow the match down. And on the other side, at first opportunity, Bay's trying to serve it in. They're trying to play fast and white, and they're trying to play slow and blue.
Juan Reynaga overseeing matters is our up official. That was a replay. We're still at 17-7, and another block. Again, it's Sam in the middle, Sam Nunez.
I don't know what you can do here. You might consider any one of a number of opportunities, and Coach Hunt, again, going into his bag of tricks, just trying to bring in any and all subs to slow this down, get Sophia back on the court.
Chatsworth has been head and shoulders better than all the teams in Division II all year, but Venice came in here on a run. Early on, it's been all Chancellors. And there's White, another deep court winner for Mahalia White.
Not only do you have Zoe Tonu who can attack, certainly out of the front row, but when White can attack out of the back row, wow, you never back off.
This has been an impressive display of the opening set by top-ranked Chatsworth. Ace.
He's sitting on one more timeout, perhaps. Got to use it.
Well, at this point, you know you're done in the set. You got to throw this one away if you're Venice. Try to build a little bit of momentum, play a little bit better, and hope you can improve in the next set.
You would hope so. That's about all you got right now. You can try to serve tough, but what you're going to be asked to do is go outside of how you played all year in order to change yourself in a championship match where you're clearly overmatched once your star goes off the court.
It's an impressive Chatsworth team with those two hitters, White and Sui Tonu, out there.
Wow. One is coming out from a point in the sky and hitting a down ball, and the other is hitting with just massive velocity.
Well, that's the task at hand for Alan Hunt, to try to somehow work around those two great hitters. 20-7. Sina Agassi's team playing lights out of this first set.
Lights out is right. And that brings up a point. It always seems a little dark in here.
Sina, by the way, was a libero at CIF not all that long ago. Played for Taft High School, and head coach Armand Mercado, who's in the building tonight. 20-7. White-clad Chatsworth Chancellors serving.
Even out of a timeout, another substitute. So you can see Coach Hunt really trying to slow this match down.
And again, they break down. Corin Craig could tip it over the net. Chatsworth on quite a run. Remember, we just said it was 14-7. Obviously, they've added 7 in a row since. You just don't do this to an Alan Hunt team. Finally, a violation as Chatsworth goes into the net. A point for the Gondoliers.
Yeah, Sophia left out of the front row, down 7, comes in, down 13.
Back set, Sui Tonu.
She hits from the left pin, she hits from the right pin. Now she's going to go serve a tough ball. She hits right off that, and she likes to go down the line. That really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Oh,
Short
what a
serve
serve.
and a beauty. You cannot do it any better than that. Tanae Sui Tonu putting on quite a show in this first set, along with Mahalia White. I mean, really, the whole Chatsworth team has been exquisite. That serve is wide. Small consolation to Venice, who's down by 14.
Considering all the substitutions Coach Hunt's made, he might be pushing the envelope a little bit on how many per set.
Mahalia White, tremendous force. That was nearly a crater creator the way she hit the floor with that power.
The great White, wow.
Set point for Chatsworth, and they've made it look easy.
Venice has not played well, but they're not played terrible.
No, you're right. This is just a performance for the ages in the first set. See you later. Mahalia White, 25-9.
Wow. Well, that was something. That was just carving, slicing, and dicing.
Chatsworth, that was spectacular. You just witnessed a volleyball clinic by Suitonio and White. And it was Mahalia White
coming in
with
off
a
that left side,
explosion from the left, as Denny expresses. She takes us to break, and the set goes to Chatsworth easily, 25-9. For the LA City Section football semifinal. That'll be live at 7 o'clock on TWC Community. We have some terrific semifinals on the docket. My favorite is Dorsey and Narbonne. Should be a good one if indeed they select that game. Score here was one-sided, lopsided. Look at that, 25-9. Denny Lennon. Chatsworth, awesome in the opening set.
And they were so efficient, and they executed so well. It's really more about the 25 than the 9, and by that I mean Venice didn't really play that terrible. They just ran directly into a train.
Yeah, it was a buzzsaw. Sina Agassi's got a terrific club. And again, you've heard that expression. They've been head and shoulders better than anyone in the division all season long. And Alan Hunt a little perplexed on the sideline.
And he did most everything he could, Randy. I mean, he made as many substitutions to try to slow things down. He called his timeouts wisely. They just ran right into a buzzsaw.
Well, we'll see what develops here. And again, they met in a tournament earlier this year. And Chatsworth won 2-love in the tournament. Here it's best out of 3 out of 5. So a little bit more challenging to win the title because you got to win 3 games. But Suitonio and company were very impressive in that first set. And they'll have a free ball to work with here. Mahalia White. By the way, she's named after the gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson.
Well, she's hitting a high note here. She goes right over the top of Venice's setter, who is lined up in front right. So Sophia Howling puts up a good block, but she just ignores that middle and goes right over the top of an undersized Venice setter.
A serve for Suitonio, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Cambria Bennett, who starts front right and quickly goes to the back row, has to deal with White coming over the top of her block.
Another short serve, but it won't get over the net, so it's a point for the Gondos.
Venice gets a little better with their block right here, and this is one of their better matchups on this line. They get 2 rotations here where they got to score heavy in order to sustain Howling going out.
Bennett serving, the emotional leader for the Venice Gondoliers. White. And that was not an easy ball to attack from.
No, it wasn't, but, you know, it wasn't a great pass, and what Bay does is give her hitters an opportunity with a good ball. So she took a bad pass and put it in a much better position and at least gave her hitters an opportunity. Venice has really got to pick up that ball. So, again, Coach Hunt going into his bench, trying to get people into the game, see what can happen.
The freshman Kelly Landsman, the sister of Kiona for Chatsworth. That one is hit long and out. Arbayo too strong with that effort. Yeah, a point for Venice.
I'm sure Arbayo doesn't get a whole lot of sets with White and Tanya on the court. So she saw that. She's like, whoa, whoa, I got set.
Going back to White. The roofer. And it was Howling in the middle that got her.
It was, and this time she didn't have anybody to hit right over the top of easily. out on the pin, so you had 2 blockers instead of just 1. And Howling got a hold of that one.
Even at 3. So a confidence builder for the Gondos as they roofed Mahalia White. And Howling again with the turnaround spike.
There's Howling. Again, this is where Venice, when she goes to the bench, they got to be up 4 or 5 points in order to sustain her being out.
Well, Venice has come alive with their star, doing the work, Sophia Howling. White driving it off the block. Howling thought she could roof it, but too much force that time.
Well, White even had to pass that ball and didn't even have her steps in order, and able to get a quad jump straight up and still able to beat the block, and that's not easy to do against a fine blocker like Howling.
Here's Kiona, landsman to serve. At 5-1, the senior. Joust. White came over the net. You can't do that. That's a point for Venice.
She came over and she netted, a little too anxious. She was a little anxious in the first one too. Then you see her coach give her the, just take it, let it come to you, let the game come to you.
Boy, they're going to White. She spanked that one out, and another point for Venice. I think Chatsworth won that first set too easy, and perhaps they could let down.
I don't know. They look pretty efficient. Right now, these points can be just afforded to 3 hitting errors.
Great serve. Oh, Howling went after it. That might have been out.
You got to know the court boundaries. You never run outside the boundary. And she did that, put herself in a tough position.
Unfortunate.
So she goes to the bench, Randy, with Venice leading 6-5. Let's see when she comes back in what we're looking at.
Rose with the roll shot. Here comes White again out of the deep court. Again through the block. Glorious Owens was up along with Caitlin Craig, and she still got it through.
Tanya Suitonia sitting behind the defense right there. All over it, picks it up. Really like the way Bay's setting 2.
Great serve. Mahalia White deals an ace.
Wow. She's doing it. And what I like so far, what I see from her is she's not letting any of her hitting errors get in her head so that she can't perform the other parts of the game.
What you said earlier, Denny, is really evident how fast Chatsworth plays.
They play at a very, very quickly. Oh, that should be a warning right there. A Venice player kicked the ball underneath the net and it went off the head of one of the Chatsworth players. She didn't really mean to do it. She did it out of frustration, but really that's where a required yellow card comes out from an official.
We did not have the yellow card. It is 8-6. Chatsworth suddenly bolting to a lead. On the joust, Bay won the joust. Bay plays for Chatsworth. They have a 9-6 lead.
Bay's a pretty good sized setter, and she's no, as you mentioned, she's played opposite before, Randy, so she's no stranger to jousting and blocking at the net. She did a nice job there.
Again, as soon as Howling comes off the floor, it's so difficult for Venice. They're getting dominated at the net.
And Bay gets another one, so that's back-to-back blocks for your setter. That's got to hurt.
Into the net on the Mahalia White serve. Finally, Venice gets the ball.
Bay's going to set up, play. Look at the weapons she has. Look at the weapons Venice has. It's really one side's bringing the heavy artillery and the other side is not.
Lily Kopp with the serve.
Oh
Suitonia.
My goodness. Wow.
If it's not White, it's Suitonia. If it's not Suitonia, it's White.
Suitonia not only hits a strong ball, but she really gets up well and attacks it at a deceptively high point. And then she just brings it.
Rodriguez runs it down. Chatsworth stays in the rally. White with the up on the Rose drive. Glorious Owens with the kill.
Much needed point. Who's doing a nice job in there is Samantha Nunez. She's finding a way at least to get a touch on a lot of Venice's attack so that when she's in the game, she's at least slowing the ball down from her middle blocking position, allowing Chatsworth to run somewhat of an offense. 8 serving 11.
With Cara Rose, who has a jump float serve. Owens again, glorious Owens. And again, she's the young lady that missed 2/3 of the season with the bad foot. What a difference for Venice with her in the middle.
Well done right there. They finally lined up properly on Suitonia and picked up a ball and went right into transition and fed the middle. Now they got a little momentum.
Chance to get within one. Owens again.
And they're doing just that, Randy. They've cut that lead to 1. We talked about Howling going out. When would she come back in? What kind of score would she inherit when she came back in? And Venice's secondary line is really scrapping right now.
Well, a lot of it is glorious Owens in the middle, number 31, on a hot streak. Suitonia rockets a winner.
She's gone line, line, line. Now she's sharp inside the block, cross court, easy winner. Smart. Look at how much they lined up out way over her left shoulder, expecting a line hit. She saw that one.
Gotta love the way she celebrates after every kill. She really gets into it. Another kill for Suitonia, a smart hitter that time. Seen where the blockers were and she just tooled her.
He also had a set that was a little bit low, so stay behind it so that when she did roll shot, it wasn't just like a traditional roll shot. It had a little pace on it. Went right through the hands of the unsuspecting Venice defenders who thought they'd get an easy dig.
Seeing his Chatsworth team getting tested here in the second set. But another tough serve, and they've opened up a 4-point spread.
Venice had done a nice job of keeping things close, and it was Suitonia with a sharp inside angle cross court and then a hard roll, opened it back up, and suddenly Venice sees a 4-point deficit. Coach Hunt continues to shuttle players in and out. I like what he's doing. He's trying to slow the game down the best he can.
Ace. And with all their power, with all their size, they're serving very well, this Chatsworth team.
They really are. They really are, Randy. They're bringing it from the serving line. Yep.
Another violation against Venice.
Wow. Right when they kept there, they were hanging around, hanging around, hanging around. Boy, did it come unraveled quick.
Another timeout. We saw a lot of these in the first set. Here in game 2, Alan Hunt forced to take the timeout.
Wow.
Sheena Agassi is exuberant. His team is again on a roll.
Venice counterpunched, and it did not set them on their heel over at the Chatsworth side of the net. They just came back with one of their stars. If it's not White, it's Suitonia. And Bay's doing the job of delivering the ball to the right person at the right time.
And for Alan Hunt, back to the drawing board, back by 6. They played well early in the set, but again, the power and the precision of the #1 team in the division coming to the forefront.
Boy, they have showed you why.
Well, Venice has had a terrific year. It's a school with great tradition in
No doubt about
volleyball.
it. No doubt about it.
Well, Venice knew coming in they had to serve tough and try to keep Chatsworth out of system, slow down those outside hitters and limit unforced errors. They haven't been able to slow down those outside hitters at all.
Not at all. And so far, Bay has been doing a really nice job of delivering the ball to the right person at the right time. It's been very effective from the serving stripe as well.
Suitonia hit that one out.
Bay didn't put that ball as close to the net as she could have. Suitonia not able to make that play. Now Howling comes back in.
(11-16). And another point.
Howling came in, left the court, down 1, came back in, down 5. Not as bad as it was in the first set. It's a little better.
Elizabeth Palapa to serve, the senior. Suitonia right into the corner.
She really does. What she does is she forces you as a defender to respect her line shot. Doesn't matter, left pin, right pin. She kills line, line, line. And the second you line up on that shoulder and try to take away the line, she's going to hurt you down the middle.
Howling driving it through the block, point Venice.
Nobody else should really see the ball if they get a good pass other than Howling while she's in. It's tough to stop.
Venice still within shouting distance. Down 4. They want to fall 2 sets down to the #1 ranked team in the division. Great serve. And White hit it long. That serve got him out of system.
Yeah, that serve was effective. Howling also affects the shot, right? If you're not getting just the perfect ball, you know that Howling is patrolling high above that net, so you're trying to make a just right shot. Oh, that hurts.
Cam Bennett serve.
Especially if you're just jump floating. I mean, if you're going hard for an ace, down ball kind of server, well, you can live with it. But if you're just jump floating and you got Howling on the court, do not miss. You just no room for that. Now you got to deal with White in the front row.
Carla Alvarez served it out. Well, you have Howling, who's a player that has close to 700 kills in her career, over 340 this year. You want to feed her the ball.
Every time. She's the only one who really can be consistently effective against this team. Venice is hanging around.
Corin Craig, very steady, calm player. Serving it up. White. When she hit the net, once again, when she made that approach and swing.
Yeah, she's done that a couple of times now. I think she's over anxious to get in there and get down the line over the top of a smaller defender. She likes to stay away from Howling, so even though Howling doesn't get that block, she forces that error.
Arbaio rush back in, and Sydney Swanson with a brief appearance sits down. This is what Al and Hunt teams at Venice do. They steady out. Even though they were blown out of the gym in the first set, they're hanging around here in this set.
Boy, that's difficult. Venice is really rolling, and then it's ineffective free ball. But White put it in such a good spot in the deep corner that Venice wasn't able to return it. That one hurts.
Tiana Landsman, 4-year player, all West Valley League serving. Here comes Howling. She's got it. She's so good, so talented, so long. Number 5, Sophia Howling.
So she comes in inheriting what I think we said a 5-point deficit, and they're gonna. By the time she leaves, look at she's serving. They're only down 2. She is so important to this team when she's in the front row.
Serve about a foot long. That hurts. Immediate side out and a free point.
And now in go time, most important time of the game, 20 plus. She's got to be watching and hoping her teammates can keep it close.
Suitonia using the off-speed shot.
Yeah, that's the thing. That ball's in the air forever, right? But the whole defense sees her getting the ball, and they all go settled thinking line shot. Now she could float it up there like a blimp, and it's going to land if she goes cross court.
How about that angle she took, though? That was not an easy angle to be accurate with, and she delivered it beautifully. Landsman saves, and back over the net. White with a beautiful bump. Rose is roofed in the middle. Bay was there, and she had assistance from Isabella Bofill.
Coach Hunt is not going to be happy. I'm sure he's going to voice his displeasure with the setter right now. He points to his noggin. She really should have gone to the middle right there. Anytime you take a free ball in transition and you get a good pass, you run the middle. That's textbook stuff. And right now he called a timeout just to make that point to her right now. Normally he would have saved that timeout until they're at 23, maybe 24. He called it at 22 to make a point to him. Look, we still can play our way. Don't get intimidated. We got a free ball like that, and they're scrambling. We run the middle.
Chatsworth, an extraordinary effort in the first set, 25-9. Venice has come out, played much stronger volleyball in the second set. Again, it's a team at Venice that's won 23 matches this year. was the number 3 seed, went 10-2 in the Western League, and Alan Hunt, regarded by many as one of the great coaches in the city section. He won a city title, beating Taft in 2012. He's been around for a while, his 15th year with the ladies, also coaches the guys. He's won 2 city titles with the boys teams in 91 and 92. So again, there's tradition at Venice, but he's up against a major obstacle in these Chatsworth Chancellors.
It's a tough position right now for Venice, playing without their big offensive power. So White's going to do nothing special. She's going to put the ball in. Let Sunitoyev take it home.
This is Bofill in the middle. She had it blocked back. Suitonia again with that sharp angle winner. How does she cut it that close and deliver the good?
And really, Venice ought to have covered that one because that ball was pushed so far outside of the pin. She really didn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, I understand they know she's going to go crush line, but you got to read the play.
23-17, and suddenly Chatsworth in great shape in the second set.
Oh boy.
Ace, they're within 1 of capturing the set. So the first game point for Mahalia White and Chatsworth at 24-17.
Venice had their chances in this one. They've been poor on serve receive and made a couple of mental errors, or else they'd be right there.
Suitonia takes him home with, again, the cross-court winner.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Randy.
That was 25-9 in the first set, a little bit more competitive in the second set, but Chatsworth number 1 behind Suitonia and White for a reason.
Let's look at it from Venice's point of view. They really had opportunities in this match. Had they serve received a little bit better, and had they just played the ball that they've been coached to play, picked up some of those easier shots, they'd have been right there.
Chatsworth is 1 set away from the city championship in Division II. That set is just in front of us.
They're a star-studded team and they're fun.
Wow. He's got some pretty good moves. He's got moves like the Chatsworth players do.
He's
smooth.
He's been going nay-nay. He's been going the Dougie.
Wow. Well, Chatsworth dancing to the tune of 25-9, 25-17. And
yep,
so glad you're with us on Time Warner Cable to see our Division II girls final in the city section. Randy Rosenbaum with Denny.
Chatsworth should be pretty excited. I mean, they have some really nice players all the way around, but it's kind of like Magic and Worthy and Kareem out there. When you got those 3, you got 3 Hall of Famers you got to deal with on the other side of the net. If you're Venice, between White and Suitonia, and then Bay is really setting a good game. She's making good decisions. Venice had their chances in that last set. They really did. But what's required of them is a near perfect set. They have to play a perfect set just to grab a 25-23 victory.
Well, at least their star, Howleen, is smiling and seems to be jovial and a good mood, trying to get her team fired up.
She's made her presence felt. The only mistakes that have been made by the Chancellors have been influenced by Howleen. The only offense that Venice can go in with any consistency is through Howleen. It's just she can't play 6 spots in the front row.
They wish she could. Well, there's an ace from Palapa. Suitonia off the head of Alan Hunt on the sideline.
It's like she's angry at that ball. She hits that thing so hard.
Do you want a player to play mean like that?
I love it. Oh, I love the way she attacks. She actually plays with a really nice, calm demeanor, but when she attacks that ball, it's as if she wants to break it.
Her serve isn't bad either.
Oh, nice hustle by Howling. Wow. Oh,
White
wow. All right.
By Howling.
That's the best play we've seen all day from an individual. That's a Division I player right there. Howling as a middle, 6'3" middle, sprints all the way back to play this ball. Look at her. She's not the closest one, and she out-sprints all her teammates. Now watch this. She sprints all the way to the net and gets the block. Wow. That was D1 level stuff from Howling.
Serve is out. We're even at 2 apiece.
And that's another time, Randy, you never miss a serve. On set point, out of a timeout, and after a great play. You just had all the momentum. You just put it in. If you got to underhand it, put it in.
We're setting Howling, and that's money in the bank.
Boy, Howling's showing that she belongs on this court, any all-star team. Wow.
Bennett put it up there beautifully for her. This is a precise set.
Yeah, we're going to run this. I'm surprised I don't run the slide more often with her.
I'd love to see her on the slide. White overpowering the digger. Trying to dig that ball was Corin Craig, and Mejia with so much force.
Well, it's 3-3. You got to go to Howling right here. That's the last time you're going to have her in the front row. If you're Chatsworth, you send 3 to the right side. Oh, that ball's got to go to Howling. That ball's got to go to Howling.
That block is too good. Bofill got it, number 9. There she is. Isabella Bofill, 17-year-old senior, leads the team in blocks. 4-3, Chancellors. They win the set, they win the championship, and they've been the favorite in this division all season long.
Everybody should know where this is going.
Well, Howling and Venice will get the point.
White's with her I think her 3rd net violation. Yeah. Each time it's involved Howling in the play, which means she's very anxious and pressing whenever she's faced up against Howling, trying to stop her. Look at Howling stepping up into the middle.
All-around skills for Sophia Howling. Here's White attacking. It hit the antenna, so that's an out ball and a point for Venice.
So when Howling went to the back row to serve, the score was tied.
White again. That one's in.
You really got to love the way White does not let her errors get in her head, whether it's a net violation or hitting a ball out. White just keeps coming. She just keeps coming. And I also appreciate that about her setter. Her setter doesn't give up on her and start taking the ball away from her. She goes right back to her after she makes a mistake, and that's good. That's a sign of a championship-type team. Oof. There it is.
Glorious Owens finds the open area.
What do you do in transition? If you get a good pass, Randy, you run the middle. They ran the middle that time, got the point.
You run the middle, you open up the outside. An inside-outside game's much harder to defend. And Glorious did it well there from the inside. White from deep is dug. But still, they couldn't play the ball, Venice, and give White the kill.
You know, that's a tough one because as Owens, you're in the front row and you want to give your setter room to operate, but when that ball's up and coming down in a low trajectory towards the net, just get up and tip that ball over. You're the middle, you got the hops, get on up there and put that ball over.
Owens is roofed. Sui Tonyu was in there, and so is Mama Sam. Mama Sam, of course, is Sam Nunez.
You know, it wasn't, they knew where that was coming. And even Bay got in on the action there. They sent 3 to the middle.
They call her Mama Sam because she's like the team mom. She's jovial, talks to everyone, communicates. Great save by the Chancellors. Owens tipping, came right back.
Good set.
Rose tipping. This one's a winner.
Nice set, good decision right there from Bennett. She read the play well. She knew the block would be up late. Easy tip for a point.
Set is tied at 7 apiece. Sui Tonyu. Got a piece of the block, gets the kill, and she's so accurate. Every time she goes up with that arm swing, you expect positive results.
So watch the next time when she gets set. She's going to wait for a key moment. I bet she cuts that inside ball in that angle, catches Venice sitting on the line. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Allen's got to be pleased. His team is performing much better late in this match.
No doubt. No doubt. They really got hit hard in that first one, and they have not given up.
Well, he said they would battle. That's the one thing he said to me when he came into the gym. We might be outmanned, literally, but you can see that their young ladies are trying to get their crowd involved. They've seen Chatsworth come in here with a boisterous group supporting them, and that's wonderful to see.
So Bay is really in has been hot at the serving line. Let's see what she does right now.
8-7, and the crowd is alive at the Volleyball Learning Center. Owens from the middle. We're even at 8 apiece.
Well done. That's big for Venice right there to stay alive in this set, because now Howling just came at, and look at, she left when it was tied. She comes back when it's tied, Randy. That's giving her a chance. If Venice can keep that formula, if they can somehow keep that formula, keeping it close, and if you get lucky, you get Howling down the stretch.
8 apiece. Well, Owens passed the baton, doing well in the middle, and Howling comes back in.
Give it to Howling.
Didn't matter. They went on the right side to Caitlin Craig, and she delivers. Venice by 1 on this Craig kill. Got that one just through Sam Nunez.
Look out. A little bit of noise here.
Venice gets to double digits first. Sydney Swanson into the front row for Chatsworth. Leaving is Noelle Arbayo. Bay runs that down. She covered a lot of ground.
Oh, how did she miss it?
There's a free ball for Rose from the deep court. Couldn't put it away, though. Suitoniu's Ruth. Beautiful job on the outside by Caitlin Craig. She had assistance from Sophia Howley.
Venice is throwing a big haymaker here. Let's see if they can sustain it. Okay.
And another out ball, and suddenly Venice is rolling 12-8.
And Chatsworth finally calls timeout. If I'm not mistaken, that might be the first timeout Sima Agassi has even called in this match. I don't think he's ever had
No, he's had nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about up until now. Look at Venice standing up, standing tall.
Hey, you know what I love when the players are on the bench, turning to their crowd, trying to get some enthusiasm behind the players that were out there, and the crowd came alive, and so did the team.
There is really good energy from both sides right now. You got to love that. Championship matches really bring out the alumni, bring out the extended families. They bring out the people who are just on the periphery, and so you get that kind of surge, and it's a lot of fun.
Then you get the great dancing.
Oh, no doubt.
Well, this is our Division II LA City Section Championship match for 2015. No surprise, we have number 3 seeded Venice, top-ranked Chatsworth. Venice getting through Eagle Rock, the number 2 team in the semifinals. Chatsworth dismissed Silmar in the semis.
This is the lineup that Venice starts with, so obviously it's what Coach Huntz likes the best, with libero serving and Sophia front left.
Suitoniu is dug.
Needed a better shot there. Oh my goodness.
Well, communications breakdown by the Chancellor.
And really you shouldn't have. Kelly Landsman, the libero, should be taking that. It's a free ball played over. And White shouldn't have really been in her way. White should have gave her all the opportunity to do that, and she should have lined up for a back row attack. White has made a few mistakes, and they just come from being really aggressive.
Suitoniu got that in. And oh my goodness, what a great shot.
She went angle, right? Because everybody in Venice is well coached, but they got to read the set as well. They're lined up for her to go bang a hard ball down the line. and all she got to do is just lob it towards the angle, and she gets it to go.
Placement of that ball was spectacular, just getting it inbounds and a much-needed side out for Chatsworth. The 9 serving 13, and yes, Venice in the lead, playing much better here, fighting for its existence, and an out ball on that serve. Venice gets it back, add a point to their total. They're up 5.
Fair amount of unforced errors. So far, we haven't seen that out of Chatsworth in tonight's match, but we're seeing it in spades right now.
This is Lily Kopp, junior, tenacious player for Allen Hunt's squad, serving it up. Mahalia White, straight down.
That's the ball it's just really difficult to handle. You don't need to really put her directly on the net. You give her about 2 feet off the net to work with, and she's gonna find the groove. And you'll notice right again, they're a well-coached team as well. They go right over the top of Bennett. Bennett can't get over the net to block her.
There are some exciting, exquisite athletes that you're watching on TWC Community, and one of them is Mahalia White.
Yeah, I appreciate how well coached both these teams are in terms of having an idea of what they want to do. They have an attack, and they're reading situations. I mean, as far as like a scouting report, it seems like both teams scout each other well.
Kelly Landsman, who played brilliantly earlier this year against El Camino Real and the ECRs in the Division I finals against Carson. They're the number 1 and 2 ranked teams. It's the only match in front of us. Great day of volleyball at the Volleyball Learning Center. Earlier, Eagle Rock won the Division III championship, beating top-ranked Arleta. Eagle Rock was one of the powerhouses in that division. They got knocked out in the semis. Rose misses, and here come the Chancellors.
I really thought that Suetonia's foot was on that attack line, the 10-foot line.
Chancellors within 2. Venice has to be careful here. They've lost a little bit of that momentum.
Here comes
Chatsworth
White.
up a couple sets.
Oh, they run the middle. Wow.
Beautifully put down by Beaufil. Isabella Beaufil.
Get a time.
Allen Hunt's going to call a timeout.
Does he have one? Let's see. Yeah, he's got him. Call it, coach. Stop the bleed. You know, instead of calling timeouts, what you do is you just sub, and he's subbed in a backup setter, and then a defensive specialist. Now he's got 3 in the back row that can pass. So he's doing what he can to not burn his timeouts and to keep his team in the game.
Yeah, he brought in Andrea Hernandez in the deep court.
Wow. Howling is very efficient tonight.
You really like her, don't you?
Well, she's the one who can take him to victory here, and she's been playing really well.
15-13.
But look at her line right now. You still got Bennett, who's going to be blocking on the right side. So this is a no-brainer. Oh, he switches it up. Good job by Hunt.
And Mahalia White got it through. Rose and Howling were up, but it didn't matter.
You saw where normally your setter's going to go to the right side of the court. Instead, Coach Hunt sent Rose over there and switched it up for that one play. And so he's doing a really good job of managing this game and giving his team an opportunity.
The dump in 2, but it's covered beautifully by Chatsworth.
Wow. Howling's chin was over the net.
That one just off the tape and down, and Rose will take it. Cara Rose, an experienced outside hitter for Venice.
You know, sometimes middles can jump too high, and what they want is penetrate over the net and not so much high. On that one, Howling's chin was over the net.
Owens tipping, covered by Bay. Suetoniu with heavy heat. Point, Chatsworth. Well, Suetoniu's come up with some big-time attacks tonight when they've needed it.
When you're down 2-0 and the game gets close and it starts to head towards 20, really puts a lot of pressure on the team that's in the deficit. That's when you start to feel like you got to be perfect.
That's off the basket. It was still alive, but give Glorious Owens the kill for Venice.
Again, Bennett doing a pretty good job making the decisions right now.
Caitlin Craig, Glorious Owens, along with Cara Rose in that front line for Venice, looking for a block. They're up 2 here on #1 ranked Chatsworth. Sui Tonyu again with a winner. She's piling up the kills.
Venice sent 3 blockers over to the right side, their right, the offensive left, knowing Sui Tonyu was coming with it. She got an offset, and she still beat them.
What you like about White and Sui Tonyu, they're 6 rotation players. They're on the court all the time and play every position well.
That is a great advantage that both of them can hit out of the back row, in addition to what they can do in the front row.
Howling forced to tip. The set wasn't there for her. And Bay drives it through. There's the bigger setter, using that height to her advantage.
No doubt, and she's played opposite before. She knows what's up over there. So she saw the advantage and that the block was out late. She just pushed it right into the block, tied the game.
We're even at 17. White had it come back. Glorious Owens. You know, we've talked so much about Howard
Owens
tonight,
has picked
but
up her game.
Glorious has been very good.
She did, picked up her game. What do you do on a back row attacker? You just wait an extra tick before you go up. Owens did it to perfection.
Very competitive, thrilling third set here.
This is a well-played third set.
It's been fun to watch. Venice has upped its game.
White, a little bit in panic mode right now. She's got to be careful.
Owens again. Glorious Owens tipping it down. Venice by 2.
So White sent that ball over. She didn't need to. She could have popped that ball up, and they could have got a better attack and better themselves in the rally.
White again is roofed. Owens, she was up, and so was Craig. Glorious Owens trying to bring Venice to the finish line in set 3. They get to 21st.
Wow, Bay has got to make a better decision. Only that right now, I like that she goes back to White, but it's White out of the back row. When White's in the front row, you give her a nice high ball, let her get herself out of trouble. But in the back row, much easier to block, and it's happened twice now.
Venice's ball control has been much stronger in this set. Their blocking has come alive, and that's really been a difference.
That's been a big difference. Some unforced errors, and you add them up, and you got yourself a 3-point lead. Wow, Venice making a move.
Please tune in December 5th. You like volleyball now? On December 5th, we're going to have the CIF State Volleyball Championships starting at 10 a.m. on TWC Community. We'll have the top 5 divisions in the state. It's going to be a great day of volleyball from Orange County. 5 state championships right here on TWC Community. Now, this has been hard fought in set 3, and Venice still alive.
Sui Tonyu probably going to get this ball coming out right here. She's got in her back pocket a cross-court shot if she wants it. Let's see what happens here.
White with the roll shot.
Wow, instead they go right back to White. She doesn't come hard, she rolls high.
Right down the pipe.
Bay has had some success at this serving stripe. Here's what you got to manage if you're Venice. Right now, you're 1 rotation away from bringing Howling back on the court. You get this point, you're in the driver's seat. Good pass.
Sui Tonyu, so accurate. She just doesn't miss when it's properly set.
Bay making another great decision. She's really affecting the game now that she can serve it to an area and then anticipate Venice's attack, which is limited at this point.
Their lead has been shaved to 1. They get the ace.
Yeah, they did. Look at Bay.
There are 20s up there. We're going to 25. Chatsworth, if they get there and they're up by 2 at that point, they will be the city champions. Venice wants to push it to 4, but right now they're taking a timeout. Chatsworth with a 3-point run to tie the set.
You know, when Bay goes to that back right position, she knows where she wants to serve, and she kind of can anticipate what Venice's options are offensively. And so when she does that, what she's able to do is pick it up and make it go.
Please stay with us. We have upcoming the Division I championship match. That'll be El Camino Real, the number 2 seed, against top-ranked Carson, the West Valley League champion, against the Marine League champion. They played earlier this year, and Carson won in 5.
15-12 in the 5th.
Yep. But Kashana Williams was not available yet. She's the great transfer from Sylmar, who's now in that El Camino Real lineup. That's later. All right, right now it's 20 apiece. Division II, our final hanging in the balance. Chatsworth with a chance to wrap up the City Crown.
Look for, she's going to serve that 5-6 seam right now. So that's to her right, her middle right. There it is. And there it is. That's where she's going every time.
This is tremendous serving by Kamara Bay.
And when she does that, she knows where, if they do pass it, she knows where the attack's coming from. Allows her to set up her offensive set, which is probably going to go to Tanya.
Another tough serve.
Wow.
She's just serving them off the court. And look at that bench and that fan support, knowing they're 3 points from the Crown. Timeout again called by Alan Hunt.
Yeah.
Their run is 5 in succession for Chatsworth.
There'll be no more timeouts called. We're going to get to 25 after this timeout. Both coaches are out. Let the players go.
You like the timeout there?
Yeah, I really do. It's tough. You know, you're facing perhaps their best lineup or one of their best, and it's probably your weakest line. So it's the biggest mismatch, and if you're going to burn your timeout, now's the time.
It's so tough to knock off Chatsworth. Again, they come out of the potent league, the West Valley League, that houses Granada Hills and El Camino Real, and a good TAF team, and they're so battle-tested. Venice, after getting thoroughly blown off the court in the first set, has really battled in the last 2 sets.
They played 2 really good sets. I bet anybody else on their lineup that they played this year, including Pally, might have gone down to the kind of performance they're putting forward tonight. It's just Chatsworth is a very good team.
Got to get Kamara Bay off the back line. She served it up so well, the captain. And another tough serve.
She's been doing it in each of the sets where she's gone on a serving run.
You know, I think of Chatsworth, I think of Mike Moustakis and the Kansas City Royals. Mike played at Chatsworth. He wins a world championship this year for the Royals, their third baseman. And here, Chatsworth's girls volleyball team sitting on top of the world, 2 points away from the Division II title. And Kamara Bay, they've won 6 in a row, and finally that run ends.
All right. You know, if you're Venice, remember when Howling left this game, you were hoping she'd be back in during the 20s. Venice was up 2 the last time she was on the court. They're down 2 right now, but you give yourself a fighting chance, and you're going to have to roll with that one. This is Venice's best line right here.
Suitonio, it doesn't matter. The ball went outside
and
the antenna. We've come to match point for Chatsworth.
And you can't use your hands when you're in that position as a setter, as a libero.
And they have Suitonio back behind the line.
Wow.
With the championship
that was a really
on
big
her
play
arm
right
swing
there.
and this serve for the title.
Go to Howling.
She hit it out. Chatsworth celebrates. They win the championship in 3 straight sets, 25-21. Number 1 is number 1 in Division II.
Well, Chatsworth certainly was the better team, not only tonight, but I think throughout the course of the season. Venice accorded themselves and held themselves up really strong in sets 2 and 3. I think that might have been Howling's only mistake of the match. That said, Venice showed up tonight, did the best they could. They still got steamrolled by an excellent team.
Yeah, they're just so good. Sheena Agassi knows he's got a powerful team. It's been a great year for Agassi's team. They came in here with high expectations, and they exceeded those expectations with a brilliant performance.
Suitonio, Bay, White, That's tough to handle.
They are good. They're number one for a reason. Chatsworth sweeps Venice handily, 25-9, 25-17, 25-21. They are the D2 champions.
Geary. Assisting with the ceremony is Dick Dornan, volleyball sports coordinator, and Trent Cornelius. Division II runner-up team, the Gondoliers of Venice High School. I'm going to ask each member of the team to please come forward as your name is called and receive your medal. Caitlin Craig. Cambria Bennett. Sophia Howling. Maria Sanchez. Corinne Craig. Lily Kopp. Andrea Hernandez. Kara Rose. Rebecca Santos. Melissa Mondragon. Diana Palomar. Elizabeth Palapa. Emily Guerrero. Gia Perron. Glorious Owens. And Rachel Hernandez. And receiving the team plaque, head coach for Venice High School, Alan Hunt. The Gondoliers' assistant coach is Raul Alvarez. The principal, Dr. Olia Wadoff. The assistant principal is Ricard Valerio, and the athletic director at Venice High is Rich McKeon. Now let's recognize this year's CIF-LA City Section Division II champions, the Chancellors of Chatsworth High School. And once again, I'm going to ask each member of the team to please come forward as your name is called and receive your championship medal. Kiana Landsman.
The champions of Division III are the Chatsworth Chancellors, and they sweep Venice 25-9, 25-17, and 25-21. There are the set scores. And Denny, we just witnessed a powerful Division II team from the city section.
Yeah, very much so. And Venice, you know, I think would say, we tried to, Venice going to say, hey, we could have got them, or this, or that. Venice actually played really well tonight. They looked like a really good Division II team. Chatsworth looked like a good Division I team.
Yeah, I think certainly in that first set they were shell-shocked a little bit, Venice, but really to their credit, showing their intestinal fortitude, they stepped up in sets 2 and 3, but Chatsworth's just too good.
Chatsworth's very strong. I'm sure they're going to do well on down the line, and they're a pleasure to watch play tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned White, Suitonio, and Bay. Great threesome.
No doubt about it. It's like dealing with 3 Hall of Famers.
Well, certainly at this level, they're Hall of Fame material, and it's a credit to Chatsworth winning their first crown since 1994 at the upper division. This is Division II, and it's a great championship achievement for Sina Agassi, who's only 23 years of age, the coach.
Look at him. And, you know, they really were well coached. You can tell that by the setter. And Bay had a really good night tonight. She spread the ball around well, got it to the right people at the right time.
And again, Sina accepting the plaque from the commissioner, John Aguirre. Came out of that great TAF program in Armand Mercado, and Armand taught him well. And Sina Agassi, you could see he's thrilled, showing some emotion. And Chatsworth has won the city championship of Division III, and aren't they having a lot of fun?
They're having a good time. This is what it's about, Randy. Good times.
It was fun to witness. The people here at Volleyball Learning Center saw themselves a fabulous performance by the Chatsworth Chancellors. They win it 25-9, 25-17, and 25-21. For Denny Lennon and our entire Time Warner community crew, my name is Randy Rosenbaum. Glad you were with us to see a great performance by a volleyball team in Division II. We'll have that Division I matchup for you. El Camino Real, ECR coming up against Carson. That's going to happen in a little bit. There it is at 7 o'clock. But for now, that's going to wrap it up. Chatsworth wins 3-love. They are the champions of Division II, and boy, they deserved it.